So you're going from a $20,000 profit to a $22,000 profit to a $24,000 profit on each one. And so that's kind of the picture of how your business can grow from year 1 at $120,000, year 2 to $220,000, and year 3 at $360,000. And that's just from going from 6 houses a year to 15 houses a year. So it's not a huge jump from each year. Once again, the key is education. I mean, you have to educate yourself, whatever you do. In wholesaling and retailing, you got to know about contractors, you got to know about lenders, and there's so much to this business that I can't really cover everything in 2 hours. So education, education, education is the key. And that's part of the reason why I've made it to the level that I've made it and can stand in front of you guys, is because I paid so much money for my education. And this is just cost of education. I mean, if you guys are going to get a 4-year degree, $80,000 to $100,000 franchise. I heard there's a real estate investing franchise called Homevestors out there that charges you a good 50 grand or so. There's 15 of them in Atlanta. 15 times 50,000 that's pretty good, huh? For Homevestors. Not necessarily for the investor who's running the franchise. Also, I want to share something with you guys that was shared with me. I heard on a CD I was listening to, and it's going to kind of emphasize the value of time and taking action with your time. If you look at it, you probably want to write this down. If you were to be 30 years old right now, and probably not anybody here is exactly 30 years old, and you were to have 50 years, and if you heard this on Tuesday, just kind of ignore it. 50 years left to live. That seems like, okay, well, I've got a pretty good life left. You know, I've got 50 years left. You know, I've got 50 years times, 52 weeks, 50 years times, 365 days in a year. But if you look at it and realize that 1/3 of that time is going to be taken away sleeping, because everybody sleeps, 1/3 of their life. Another 1/3 of that time is going to be taken away from just doing routine activities, getting up in the morning, going to bed, getting ready, driving in Atlanta, and just all kinds of stuff. And you realize that you don't have that much time to waste. That, it basically comes down to 50 years divided by 3, which is 17 years, which is 600 months to do something productive. The other time, you're just going to be sleeping, getting ready, and driving, and stuff like that. So you can't be timid with what you do. You got to make sure that what you do is productive. And of course, I'm going to offer you guys, like I said in the beginning, the opportunity to get a special offer. We've got a turnkey wholesaling home study course, which I'll talk to you about right now. We've also got a turnkey retailing home study course. You get 297-page manual with further information, more detail than I can go through possibly. Your notes are going to be good, but most people forget what they've written down. In about 2 to 3 days from now, it'll be gone. Or at least probably 80% of it will be gone. And then if you've been to seminars before, it just kind of goes with the other notes. You're going to also get forms. Talk a lot about contracts and assignments and how to do a double closing and all that stuff. You need the forms. You need the legal forms. You need checklists for buying and selling. And these are just the checklists that we use in our business that have been successful. And this will kind of get you more in depth into what the wholesaling business is all about. These are some of the things that you'll learn from the course, is how to make $10,000 on a wholesale deal in the next 30 days. What to say to a seller to get them to give you those low prices. And the thing that I haven't talked about today is formulas. You need formulas in order to know how to make offers, in order to sell properties. You need to be able to use the right formulas to calculate repairs, your maximum offer price, and make sure that you get into this business and you know exactly what you're doing. You're also going to learn about building a support team or a dream team, how to determine the value of property, and then also the communication system that we use with our investors to build our buyers list, what vendors we use, exactly what the system is in order to get the property sold, because you don't want to have a property out there where it's just hanging and you can't do anything with it, and the key to that is that communication system. Another thing we just talked about a minute ago, you don't want your deal to fall through, and you want to make sure that if you sell the property to him, that he's going to close and he's got the funds, or make sure that he's qualified with a hard money lender. So you want to make sure that your buyer has cash. We'll take you step by step how to do it. Resources to help you set up an office, whether it be an office looking to actually be in a physical building, or if you want to have a virtual office. For the first part of my career, we operated with a virtual office, meaning that everything was outsourced, including our assistants, and so it just depends on what you want. If you want to have a completely virtual office, or if you want to make it, to the next level and have an actual office. And I talked a lot about estimating repairs, how to do that. Talked about how to negotiate deals. And these are things that are going to be covered a lot more in depth, and you want to make sure that you can estimate repairs as a wholesaler. And then the biggie that I can't really give justice to today, and this is something that's